explain Wi-Fi 6 and 5G? How do they both work?
So Wi-Fi 6 and 5G is really the next generation of two, what I would call the major stacks that are available to us for access into the internet network. The amount of bandwidth that you get and the consistency of the bandwidth and how reliable the connection is goes way up with some of these new technologies.
What are the benefits of Wi-Fi 6?
Benefits of Wi-Fi 6, I see four. Higher speeds, so multi-gig throughput, right? Lower latency, so this is very quick response time, milliseconds before it can respond. Better IoT coverage, so a huge number of IoT devices can get connected. And lower battery for your device, right? So if you're connected to Wi-Fi 6, you don't need to charge as often.
How will Wi-Fi 6 enable more security?
So there's the typical areas we think of security, right? When you onboard, who are you? How do you use identity? So those types of things will all be extensions of what we currently have in the Wi-Fi market. But there's other aspects of security that become very important. Wi-Fi 6 almost becomes like a switch environment. Because you can schedule it, now what you can do is you can extend that policy out over the wireless network and you can separate traffic. If you can separate traffic, you can secure it. All IoT for maybe lights or switches might go on one segment, right? Guest network would be on another segment. Operations would be on another. So the fact that you can segment it means that you can secure the network end to end and provide a better experience.
So how will 5G and Wi-Fi 6 affect us at home and in the office?
There are a couple of experiences that these two technologies do an awesome job of. One is immersive experience. Right, bringing the physical world and the digital world together, that's going to require high speeds and feeds and low latency. Example could be, think of a remote surgery. It's very visual, but it needs to be very quick. Think of AR, VR kind of gaming with mixed reality. Again, high throughput, but it needs to be very quick in how things react. So as these technologies mature, those applications will mature and will have a significant impact in our day-to-day lives.
So which technology will come to reality quicker, Wi-Fi 6 or 5G?
What's interesting is both of these technologies are being introduced at relatively the same time. But what's going to happen is that the cycle time for Wi-Fi 6 is really much faster than it is for 5G. As 5G rolls out, it's going to roll out into hotspots where it's most applicable, and then it'll start to expand for this more ubiquitous access. Because Wi-Fi 6 is typically deployed by the venue itself, whether it be the airport or whether it be an enterprise or it be someplace like an amusement park, the venues will start to deploy this themselves much faster and you'll see it popping up everywhere at once.
How will 5G and Wi-Fi 6 work together?
Very well. I think these technologies are very complementary, right? 5G is largely outdoors and pervasive, as is cellular today. So anytime in your car or you're walking from a coffee shop to the office, 5G is going to be just awesome. But once you're in the building, Wi-Fi has great coverage, and that's where Wi-Fi 6 is going to shine, right? So I expect indoors, largely Wi-Fi 6 is going to dominate. Outdoors, 5G will, and we're going to work on the handoffs between these two so it's more seamless.
Wi-Fi 6 and 5G will work together. If you look at the overall market, there's over 180 million Wi-Fi networks on the planet as of last year. Going into 2021, there's going to be over 500 million Wi-Fi access networks. So we don't expect that to slow down and we don't expect that to be replaced. But they do have unique characteristics and strengths that really makes sense to combine these technologies together. And this is where Cisco has a real strength, because we're combining the technologies in the core. So whether somebody's out and about coming in through a mobile network or they're coming in through the enterprise network, you'll be able to get a common experience and a secure experience. Cisco can pull them together, very powerful end-to-end story.
What does 5G and Wi-Fi 6 mean for companies like Cisco?
It's at the heart of what Cisco is. Cisco, at the end of the day, is a networking company. And these technologies create next-gen networks. So I find 5G and Wi-Fi 6, I would say, is at the core of what Cisco is and will be.